V-SPAN. V-SPAN, America's communication network for veterans.
With honor and pride and pleasure, I present this citation to you.
Thank you. And I want to thank all the members of the American Legion.
Every day is Veterans Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to V-SPAN. It is an honor to introduce a special guest. I'd like to introduce our National Commander of the American Legion, Mr. James E. Counts. Commander, it's a pleasure to see you. Thank you for coming.
For those of us alive, please accept my most sincere condolences and our memory. You, my deepest sympathy.
Very excited. I think he remembers you. How you doing?
These programs together, these collaborations with different groups to, get the message out there, show America, how much, not show America, participate with America that really does value.
After that, we came down here to welcome home this soldier that just came home from service, and it was great to be with him and watch the parade as the American Legion Riders and the city police and all that welcome this guy here. It was an honor for me to be able to be part of that group. Anytime we get a soldier home, we don't want there to ever be another Vietnam.
My name is Mike Santa.
Welcome home. We got to start using our word of mouth. We got to start using our public relations like here. We got to use our newspapers. We got to use our television, radio, V-SPAN to promote everything that we do. The American Legion's Children Youth programs are the best in the nation. All these great things that we have. Boy Scouts.
The American Legion Department of Illinois is where we started the V-SPAN. V-SPAN is a little bit different, and V-SPAN is here for the American Legion, and we're very honored to try and help the American Legion and everything they're doing for our veterans, because they sure do a lot.
Well, we appreciate our trying to keep in contact. Maybe I can see what's going on. And I want to thank you for the brochure.
You're quite welcome, sir. We do so much appreciate the chance to sit and chat with you a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank you all for inviting me, because, like I said, this is what we need.
Since this country was founded, each generation of Americans has been summoned to give testimony to its national loyalty. The graves of young Americans who answered the call to service surround the globe. Now the trumpet summons us again, not as a call to bear arms, though arms we need, not as a call to battle, though in battle we are, but a call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle, year in and year out, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, a struggle against the common enemies of man, tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. Finally, whether you are citizens of America or citizens of the world, ask of us here the same high standard of strength and sacrifice which we ask of you. With a good conscience, our only sure reward, with history the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking His blessing and His help, but knowing that here on earth, God's work must truly be our own.
V-SPAN, America's communication network for veterans. V-SPAN, America's communication network for veterans.
Every day is Veterans Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to V-SPAN. It is an honor to introduce a special guest. I'd like to introduce our National Commander of the American Legion, Mr. James E. Coutts. Commander, it's a pleasure to see you. Thank you for coming. Today was a very special day. Would you like to tell our viewers what we did?
Started out this morning early, that we went to the graduation of the Great Lakes Naval Station. Watched 739 sailors get inducted into the Navy. That was kind of interesting because that's, like I said, it started like 03:20 this morning. And then after that we came down here to welcome home this soldier that just came home from service, and it was great to be with him and watch the parade as the American Legion Riders and the city police and all that welcome this guy here. It was an honor for me to be able to be part of that group. You know, anytime we get a soldier home, we don't want there to ever be another Vietnam.
Thank you. My name is Mike Santa.
Welcome home. So we want to be sure that we welcome home all these soldiers when they come home from wherever they might be serving today, whether it be Iraq or Afghanistan, or, you know, we got troops in over 140 countries around the world. So we want to be sure that we welcome every one of them home. So that was great today to watch all the people here at this post do that. And I was just, it was an honor for me to be here just to be part of it.
It caught him off guard too. He wasn't expecting this type of reception. And you know, we had the family here, and that's what we are. We're an American Legion. We're a family. And when you got the whole family welcoming you home, and you know it touched his heart, we could see it, and it did. And that's what we like to see. We like to let them know they're appreciated. Big difference from when the guys are serving, ladies and men are serving today. when they come home, it's so good to see those good receptions, because like when you served, sir, it wasn't quite the same reception, was it?
No, we didn't get no reception. We got a bad reception when we got home. So that's what I'm saying. You know, the Vietnam veterans, we're all together, and we're never going to let that happen again. So that's why we try to make all these welcome home celebrations there is. You know, and it's great what the Legion Riders did, escorting from the airport to here today. And it's great what the city did, the police department. It was outstanding.
The bikers do take a big role in that. You know, the Westboro, the protesters, keeping the protesters away from their families. You know, we need those guys. They're appreciated.
That's
we
right.
really do. We need
Exactly.
those guys. So the bikers are a big part of the family too, and they come out in numbers too.
Legion Riders, we stand tall, ride for our country. That says it all. We fought for freedom, and we'll stand tall. Brotherhood of many that will not fall. Legion Riders, we stand tall, ride for our country. That says it all. Legion Riders, we stand tall, ride for our country. And that says it all.
We want them to know they're appreciated by all.
We are riders from post to post. We group together to do the most. A brotherhood of soldiers that will stand true. We serve our country until we're through. Legion Riders, we stand tall, ride for our country. That says it all. Legion Riders, we stand tall, ride for our country, and that says it all. We have just begun our quest. Our riders serve to be the best, serving this country time and time again.
You know, and they're not just bikers, they're American Legion Riders. They do the thing that they got started to do. A lot of great benefits for our programs in American Legion, and just like today, they escort the soldier home. So they're not bikers, they're patriots. They do the thing we ask them to do. And most of the time, they don't have to ask them, they'll do it anyway.
They do the American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund, which
Just coming up, yeah, end of August, starting on the 23rd of August. They're going to ride all the way from Indianapolis, Indiana, to Houston, Texas. So
that's a ride.
Our goal is $450,000 this year to raise between Indianapolis and Houston. So I think they'll do that. Last year there was over $700,000. So I think we're going to see a good year.
You know, the American Legion family, when they get together and they want to raise some money for a good cause, there's what better cause is there? The families of the fallen need help, and the American Legion families
All we have to do is
help.
ask, and the people are out there ready to do it.
You know, every national commander, they have what they call their project, and you've got one that I hold near and dear. Tell us about your project.
Well, you know, when I got elected, I wanted to have a project. There's a lot of things, a lot of projects out there, but I wanted to do something to help the wounded soldiers when they come back from Iraq or Afghanistan, or as I said a while ago, you know, we got troops in 140 countries around the world that get wounded, you know, or seriously injured or ill veterans or soldiers, and then my project was to raise $500,000 for Operation Comfort Warrior, the American Legion's project. That's our project, Operation Comfort Warriors. Well, you know, as we've been traveling around, this is my 42nd state, the department to visit. We reached that goal last week of the $500,000.
Outstanding.
So I raised my goal because it's not going to end this year after I'm done. This is a project that's going to happen from now on, as long as we got soldiers in the field are going to get ill. So I raised my bar to $750,000 now by a national convention. And we're going to make that. We're going to be close to maybe raising $1 million, because the American Legion family and other people, you don't have to belong to the American Legion to donate to this program. you can be a civilian out there on the street, believing what we believe, and that's helping the wounded soldier. You know, when these soldiers come back, their medical care is paid for, whatever the wounds or sickness or whatever they got, or injuries. The things they're not took care of are their comfort items. That's why I named this, or we named this Operation Comfort Warrior. Because we buy comfort items, and the comfort items can be anything from a sweatsuit outfit to a television or a radio or a CD player, AM, FM stereo. I've been to 4 military bases now to visit the Warrior transition units. And we started out at Fort Gordon. We took over $6,000 worth of goods down there. They wanted musical equipment. So we went out and we bought guitars, we bought CDs, we bought stereos, we bought drums. We did all this because one thing good about this project, Operation Comfort Warriors, is we don't just go buy items and take them to them. We get what the commanding officer of the Warrior Transition Unit, what they request. They have to send a request to us. And the reason we're doing that is because far too many times when people take just truckloads of items to these soldiers, it's something they already got stacks and stacks and closets and warehouses full of. So that's why Operation Comfort Warrior, when we get a request, we know they're going to use it because that's what they want. And just like all the musical equipment. We went to Fort Jackson, flew into the airport. The American Legion Riders are there, probably 50 of them. We went to Dick's Sporting Goods. We got there, people didn't know what was going on. We had TV cameras were everywhere, and police officers and all this. They didn't know what was happening. But anyway, it was us arriving, and all the Legion Riders go in there and grab the cart. We had the list to go through, and we bought everything from golf clubs. We bought softball bats, baseball bats, mitts, balls, bicycles, golf clubs, fishing equipment, catcher's gear, anything on that list that they wanted. We bought over $6,500 of goods there. And Dick's Sporting Goods flew in the Southeastern Regional Director. And she came in and presented us a little bit more money. And we spent that money also and give it to all the troops the next morning. I got up and we went to the base at Fort Jackson, got interviewed and had a briefing from the commanding officer of the Warrior Transition Unit. And while we were there, they let us go in and talk to the wounded soldiers. Probably 14 there that we got to talk to. And I met every one of them and talked to them and told them what we were doing. Didn't have to tell them. They knew what we were doing. They knew it was American Legion there because they already heard about Operation Comfort Warrior. So that's just some of the things. And you know, like I said, I raised my bar to $750,000. We're going to make that with everybody's generosity because it's something that we believe in. You know, after all, these soldiers have done more because they've sacrificed for us. So we can do things like tonight, welcome home this soldier. We're free. We can do everything we want to. So that's, you know, that's my program. You can donate online. You can go to legion.org. You'll see a little boy wearing the Operation Comfort Warrior ball cap. You click on that, it'll tell you more of where we're going. It's got a thermometer on there, how much money we're raising. Each week it gets raised, or I hope it keeps raising. I hope we don't spend more than we're taking in, but if it is, that's okay, because we're going to get any comfort out of these soldiers, one. But anyway, you go on that and you can buy a ball cap or you can buy the coin, all this kind of stuff you can donate to, and just shipping's free.
One thing I want to add about the Operation Comfort Warriors is a program of the American Legion that every penny that you give to this program goes directly to the veteran. There is no administration cost. All the administrative cost has been covered by the American Legion. So if you give $1, that dollar is getting spent on those service members that need those items that the government won't buy.
If you give 1 cent,
1 cent,
that 1 cent goes to the soldier.
Yes, sir. Not
that's part of our, you know, our membership dues are paying for. We've got a staffer in place now that takes care because we got a lot. He has to do a lot of traveling, taking these items down there to him. So, but the only advertising we do is buy the ball cap that you buy. You buy that ball cap. I'll have a few here tomorrow night to sell. We got coins for sale. We got the lapel pins tomorrow night. We don't take too many because you can't take too many on the airplane. But you can go online and donate all you want to, and shipping's free. They'll ship you all them caps and coins and lapel pins you want. But you know, it's a great program, and I think that the reason the American people are responding to this is because they care. And they care about especially our amputees. You know, this war is so much different than the past wars, because if it were World War II or Korea or Vietnam guy getting injuries they're getting today, they would have came home in a pine box.
Now, Operation Comfort Warriors is an outstanding project, and I thank you for making that your project this year, because it's such a wonder. Our project this year, because it's such a wonder. It has helped so many of our wounded warriors that are coming back, and thank you for that. But we sure would like to get our message out there a little bit more and try and get more of our returning veterans and the veterans that have been here from the other wars to be part of our organization. Membership's very important. What are your thoughts on what we could do better, maybe to try?
Well, the thing that we need to do to gain more membership is we got to start using our word of mouth. We got to start using our public relations like here. You know, we got to use our newspapers. We got to use our television, radio, V-SPAN to promote everything that we do. You know, the American Legion's Children's Youth Programs are the best in the nation. All these great things that we have. Boy Scouts. We just left a post a while ago. The Boy Scout, there was 50 of them. Parents were there. That's another good thing that the American Legion sponsors is Boy Scouts.
Absolutely.
You know, and we just got done with the oratorical contest where the champion won $18,000 scholarship, second place was $16,000, and third place was $12,000. So it's just the great things we do. American Legion Baseball is getting ready to start. Boys State is getting ready to start. A very good program.
Coming up quick.
But you know what? We've got to go out to the public and advertise what we do. If we go out in our communities, just like today, I hope that this is in the newspaper or gets on TV or radio. Welcome home this soldier. Tell them what happened at the American Legion, because we publicize and we get everything out in PR like we're supposed to be doing. The next time you see someone on the street, when you got this cap on, and ask them to join, they're going to say, hey, we saw and we see what you do. So another great thing to try to get us to get our younger veterans is, and we did it at our post, we put in Wi-Fi. It cost a whole $29 to put in Wi-Fi. And if you go to our post at 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon, you better get there earlier than that, because the younger veterans are there so they can bring their iPods, iPads, laptops in there and do all the work there. Because you know, some of these returning veterans don't have jobs, and they're trying to support families, so they're coming there, they're getting online to try to look for jobs.
Absolutely.
They're applying for benefits, VA benefits online, right there. It cost our post a whole $29. So I'm encouraging every post to do that. If you'll go by our post after closing time, because Wi-Fi usually reaches a pretty good way, you can go out probably halfway in this parking lot, this post. And what happens in our post in the middle of the night, you'll see the parking lot. There's cars there because they're using that Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And it's the young people just getting off third shift, second shift. They're doing this thing, and I think we got to start with that. I've been to some apartments when they have a conference or a convention. They have a daycare. They'll empty out 2 rooms at whatever motel they're at. They hire daycare setters. In fact, when I was in Iowa, while I was there, they had 2 rooms at the hotel empty. And they had all these kids. They had 21 kids there. And they were making out Valentine's Day cards for soldiers. While their parents, one or the other, was going to their respective meetings, whether it be, A&G or Flag Advocate or Boy State or whatever. But that's something else we got to think about, because these soldiers today coming home, they got families, and hoping they got jobs.
Jobs is another thing, a lot of the guys coming home, the unemployment rate for our veterans coming home is a lot higher on the average than the average citizen in all states, as a matter of fact. I know that's something the American Legion takes very seriously.
Jobs is a big thing in America. I was just at I've been to the White House 3 times since I've been commander. Now this came from there. We were out there when President Obama and his wife Michelle Michelle and Jill Biden were behind this, creating jobs for veterans. And I was at the White House when they did this just a couple of weeks ago. And there was an announcement like UPS, Walmart, Home Depot, AT&T, and all these companies are there that are going to provide 462,000 jobs for veteran returning soldiers and veterans. And that announcement came to the White House, and I was there for that. And, you know, this is something we got to do. You know, everybody says, well, what kind of paying job there is. We don't care what kind of paying job. Somebody gets somebody that doesn't have a job so they can feed their family. And that's what it's all about. And American Legion was very instrumental behind that because we had the resolution about licensing and credentialing. And that passed the House and Senate, and now it's law. So, like I said, the President and the Vice Presidents, both wives, Michelle and Dr. Jill Biden, they're very behind this. It's great that we're doing that.
Great legislation to see because they get so many differences. I mean, what may work in Illinois may not work in Iowa.
Sure.
They have different criteria for those troops coming home. So it's great. It's great to see, you know, the American Legion and our politicians step up and actually do something about that.
And especially our women veterans. You know, we're 17%. You know, you can say 17 to 21% of our military force today being women. We got to be sure what's going on with our women because. Yeah, that was another thing I talked to the president about was, you know, with this many women getting out, we got to be ready for them. In the VA, we got to get different doctors. We don't. We're going to have different medicines. So that was part of my goal this year too, and it's really working out good because I asked for a women veterans coordinator from each department. I wanted a name, phone number, email, so that I can get it to our staff in Washington, D.C. so that we can go, once we get all these 55 department women veterans coordinators together, then we'll know their needs. And we can go to Congress and House Veterans Affairs Committee and House and Senate Veterans Affairs Committee, and we can have our list together, what we got from the women veterans, and tell them, you know, we're going to have more in the budget for our women veterans because, hey, it's amazing, just like today at the Great Lakes Naval Station. I don't know how many females were there. And I think they said 23% graduated. The graduation class was female.
The improvements that are needed, that are being acted on now, weren't just guesswork either. I mean, there was a very, very elaborate survey that the American Legion did that found out some of the key issues that they needed addressed.
That's right.
It's great to see them trying to make things better, and they are making things better.
That's right.
They certainly are. Women veterans are something that definitely we need to focus on in the future and going forward because
that's not one of my goals. You know, that's my goal, and we're getting there. I think we only got about 10 departments that haven't turned their name in yet. So I was wanting that by May 1st. We're close to that, so that's great that everybody's responding to it.
You know, the American Legion Department of Illinois, it's where we started the V-SPAN. V-SPAN is a little bit different, and V-SPAN is here for the American Legion, and we're very honored to try and help the American Legion and everything they're doing for our veterans because they sure do a lot.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing, and like I said, I found out about it tonight, and I'll try to keep in contact. Maybe I can see what's going on. And I want to thank you for the brochure.
You're quite welcome, sir. We do so much appreciate the chance to sit and chat with you a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank you all for inviting me because, like I said, this is what we need. V-SPAN. I want you to remember my slogan, if you don't remember nothing else about me. Every day is Veterans Day.
V-SPAN, America's communication network for veterans.
I'm Karen Yarborough. I'm the Cook County Recorder of Deeds. Come to 118 North Clark. You'll see our welcoming center to be served. After all, they served us.
My name is Brian Cross. I'm with the Cook County Recorder of Deeds Veteran Service Office. DD-214s that are not recorded must be retrieved from the National Archives, which can take weeks or even months, proving your status as an honorably discharged veteran and to access many important veterans' benefits. But what happens if they become misplaced? Or even worse, if you're in an accident and you can't communicate with your family where you placed it? Your family will always know where to come to quickly get a certified copy. This is a service that is provided by the county for free. Just bring your DD-214 along with a copy of your photo ID to the downtown office at 118 North Clark, room 120. You can do it at any of our convenient courthouse locations in Markham, Bridgeview, Skokie, Rolling Meadows, or Maywood. Our office maintains records from 1945 going forward, and we are here to serve you.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
with honor and pride and pleasure, I present this citation to you.
Thank you. And I want to thank all the members of the American Legion.
Robert's commanding officer. Great soul, dedicated friends. For those of us who alive, please accept my most sincere condolences. Live in our memory. To you, my deepest sympathy.
excited. How you doing? I think he remembers you. How you doing?
Imagine a grand and gigantic fruit tree standing in the center of the village. It is a bright summer day, and the villagers have gathered beneath the tree, enjoying its refreshing shade and delicious fruit. Young children relish their liberty, laughing and playing around the beautiful trunk. This tree unites the entire village, shelters it from the blistering sun, and provides the fruits of prosperity and happiness. But this village is not an ordinary village. It is comprised of 330 million people from all walks of life who speak every language and practice every religion on the face of the earth. And this tree is also not an ordinary tree. It is a 227-year-old document that has served as the pillar of a powerful and prosperous government. And as you might have guessed, these fruits are no ordinary produce. There are rights and freedoms. These fruits are civil liberties. This tree is the Constitution. And this village is the United States of America. Just like the tree provides the villagers with shade and fruit, the U.S. Constitution grants American citizens freedoms and preserves their unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But just as a tree needs water, fertilizer, and sunlight, our Constitution needs maintenance, adherence, and respect. As Americans, we must perform our duties of citizenship, including voting, defending our Constitution, and understanding our rights. Let us take a journey back to the origins of our Constitution to better understand the attendant duties and responsibilities of American citizens. Imagine with me, it is May 1787. America's governing document, the Articles of Confederation, is a fundamentally weak basis for a nation. Under the Articles, the national government cannot collect taxes, control trade, or enforce any of its laws. As a result, the states are falling apart into disorganized, nearly independent governments with their own currencies and laws. To help unite the states, we have assembled with 55 delegates in Independence Hall, Philadelphia. The room is hot and stuffy, and the windows are shut to maintain total secrecy. George Washington, elected unanimously, presides over the meeting, and James Madison has recently written in Federalist 40 that this assembly exists for the sole and express purpose of revising the Articles of Confederation. But after just a short discussion, the delegates realized that they need to completely replace the Articles with a new, more powerful federal government. To construct this new government, the men surrounding us furiously debate various topics like equal state representation, checks and balances, and the amendment process. Imagine convening in this suffocating room for 4 long months with the fate of our country's future in your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what our nation's founding fathers went through to create the wonderful republic America is today. Their efforts finally paid off on September 17, 1787, when the new document was complete. 39 signatures, 9 ratifications, and 10 months later, the American Constitution became effective. Over the next 225 years, the seed of our Constitution has grown from a tiny sapling to the magnificent tree it is today. It has remained a living document, adapting to the changing times to fit the needs of the American people. It has sheltered us from tyranny and dictatorship, and its principles have helped America grow into a world leader. By watering and cherishing our tree for hundreds of years, we've reaped the fruits of immense freedom and unprecedented progress. But today, in 2014, some Americans are starting to become careless, nay, complacent. As a group, we are beginning to take our rights and freedoms for granted. We are losing our roots in the Constitution that shelters and protects us. And frankly, it seems like we don't even care. As a case in point, consider a study conducted by the McCormick Tribune Freedom Museum. They reported that about 22% of Americans can name all 5 members of the Simpsons family, but only 0.1% can name all 5 First Amendment freedoms. It seems like fictional television is far more important to us than the tangible rights given by our government. Consider another study, this time conducted by the Intercollegiate Studies Institute. They administered a basic 10-question multiple-choice constitution test to American citizens and elected officials. The average score was a failing 54%. Even more alarmingly, over half the elected politicians surveyed did not even know the 3 branches of government. 54% failed to identify that Congress, not the President, holds the power to declare war. And perhaps most embarrassingly of all, 1/5 of our nation's leaders think the Electoral College is a school. With such abysmal knowledge of the basic facts of our own country, how can we perform our duties to the Constitution? To be honest, we can't. We cannot exercise loyalty, patriotism, humility, and respect without familiarity with our visionary form of government. George Washington once said, "The Constitution is the guide which I will never abandon." In his dedication to the supreme law of the land, Washington set the example for us to understand and adhere to our Constitution as a safeguard of our liberties. It is our turn to follow in Washington's footsteps and promote constitutional understanding for all. Imagine the progress America can make if we decide to appreciate our Constitution and its values. This country was founded upon the basic principles of honesty, liberty, and freedom. By connecting to these roots, we can collectively reap the fruits of productive legislature and effective government. By practicing the virtues of honesty, liberty, and freedom, and by sticking to the self-evident truths in our Constitution, we can bring America out of political stalemate and build an even greater nation. The possibilities are limitless if we become active participants in our democracy. For hundreds of years, the Constitution has sheltered and protected us, and its principles have helped America grow into a world leader. It is our turn to water and cherish our tree, so we can prevent it from falling into an oblivion created by our ignorance. As a great nation, we face many challenges today: economic, social, and political. In order to overcome these challenges, stay ahead, and grow on a global scale, we must focus our attention on our Constitution and our country's future. We must continue to cherish our tree so our posterity can enjoy the same rights that we relish today. As fellow Americans, we must all ponder an important question. What are we doing to water our constitutional tree? Thank you.
And the American Legion Department of Illinois first place Department Oratorical Finals winner, who will receive a $2,000 scholarship and then advance on to the national, is Savvy.
How's it feel? Talk to me.
It feels good, yeah. I'm really thankful to the American Legion for giving me such a great opportunity to be able to spread my message about the Constitution to Illinois and the world and America, so I can make a positive difference in our country.
Is that something you felt that you wanted to do for some time?
Yeah, I really wanted to help improve our nation ever since I was a small kid, and when I migrated here when I was one year old. But as I've been growing up, I really wanted to make a big change, but this American Legion program has been sort of the method that I've been given to be able to make this change and spread my message.
Where are you originally from?
I was born in India.
You were born in India. Parents, how do you feel today?
Proud.
Glad. And during this whole time that he was going through this whole process and procedure, what were you guys doing for him?
Supporting
and praying.
And critiquing him so that he can improve.
They were really good, strong sources of support. Without them, I would never.
Congratulations to you all, and good luck in Nationals.
Thanks.
It's with honor and pride and pleasure I present this citation to you.
Thank you. And I want to thank all the members of the American Legion.
Every day is Veterans Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to V-SPAN. It is an honor to introduce a special guest. I'd like to introduce our National Commander of the American Legion, Mr. James E. Counts. Commander, it's a pleasure to see you. Thank you for coming.
Hello. Remember me? I'm your flag. Some folks call me Old Glory. Others call me the Stars and Stripes, the Ensign, or just the flag. But whatever they call me, I am your flag of the United States of America. You know, something's been bothering me lately, and I was wondering if I might talk it over with you. You see, it's about you, and it's about me. I remember some time ago, I think it was Memorial Day, or was it the 4th of July, when people lined up on both sides of the street to watch a parade. When your father saw me coming along, waving in the breeze, he took his hat off and held it against his left shoulder. His hand was directly over his heart. Remember? And you, I remember you, standing there straight as a soldier. You didn't have a hat on, but you gave the correct salute that they had taught you in school, to place your hand over your heart. Remember your little sister? Not to be outdone, she was saluting the same as you. Oh, I was proud, very proud as I came down the street. Oh yes, there were some servicemen there, standing at attention, giving the salute. Ladies as well as men, civilians as well as military, paid me respect, reverence. Now, if I sound a bit conceited, well, I have a right to. You see, I represent the finest country in the world, the United States of America. More than one aggressive nation has tried to haul me down, only to feel the fury of this freedom-loving country of ours. And many of you had to go overseas to defend me. A lot more blood has been shed since those patriotic parades of long ago. And I've added a few stars since most of you were young. But I'm still the same old flag. Dad is gone now, and the hometown has a new look. The last time I came down your street, I noticed that some of the old landmarks had given way to a number of new buildings and homes. Yes, sir, the old town sure has changed. And I guess that I've changed too, because I don't feel as proud as I did back then. I see people running and shouting through the streets, and vendors selling hot dogs and beer while our national anthem is being played. People walking all over me and calling it art. And now my own government is saying that it's okay to burn me. Everything from apathy to riots. They don't seem to know or care who I am. You know, not long ago, I saw a man take his hat off when I came by. He looked around, didn't see anybody else with theirs off, so he quickly put his back on. Now when I come down your street, you just stand there with your hands in your pockets. Occasionally you'll give me a small glance and then look away. When I think of all the places I've been, Normandy, Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, Battle of the Bulge, Korea, Vietnam, the Middle East, Iraq, I wonder what's happened. I'm still the same old flag. How can I be expected to fly high and proud from buildings and homes when within them there was no thought, love, or respect for me? Whatever happened to your patriotism? Have you forgotten all the battlefields where men fought and died to keep this nation free? You know, when you salute me, you salute them. Take a long look at the Memorial Honor Roll sometime. Look back. Some of them were friends or relatives of yours. Maybe even went to school with you. That's who you were saluting, not me. Well, it won't be long before I come down your street again. So when you see me, stand straight and place your hand over your heart. Do this because I represent you. You'll see me wave back. My salute to you.
V-SPAN. V-SPAN, America's communication network for veterans.
Joseph.